Yo, welcome to our weekly podcast. This is ArtCast Radio broadcasting from our studio in Kampala, Uganda. ArtCast Radio is a collaborative project of Art and Culture for Unity, a partnership of Open Space Foundation Bulgaria, Vaganti Italy, Chammino Art Center Tanzania, and Soul-Xpressions Uganda. Celebrate in Uganda. Hello dear friends, my name is Vladimir and my dream came true. I celebrate Christmas and New Year in another country, and not anyone, but in Uganda, in Africa. So let me tell you about my experience. Children, firstly, the presents are not given on 25th, but on 26th. Here they call it Boxing Day. This is like a big day here. But let's start from the beginning. You know, in Bulgaria, on 24th in the night, we had some very nice dishes, very nice dinner without meat, and this is the day which my mom kindly reminds my father that it's the day where you don't have to clean the table because Santa Claus can come and maybe he's hungry, he wants to take something to eat. But here in Uganda they don't have this tradition. I was invited by my friend to come and celebrate with her Christmas, with her friends and with her family. I arrived on 25th around noon and people were already cooking so much nice delicious dishes. Basically on the table we had some yam, sweet potatoes, Irish potatoes, cassava, matoke of course, the yellow banana, different kind of rices. We had meat, we had goat, we had chicken, we had pork, we had some very nice exotic sauces like avocado chili sauce, yummy. Also of course on the table we had some sodas and some alcoholic drink. One of them was the local one, I don't remember the name, but they make it from millet. They mix it with some water, they put it under the ground to fermentize, and then after some time they clean it, some new water, some sugar, and it's done. How did I celebrate? Basically I was there with her friends and her family, we sat on the table. It was out in the garden, by the way, in Bulgaria. Christmas out in the garden, it's cold, but here in Uganda, the sun is so nice, shining. I was with my shirt, with my short pants. It was Christmas with over 20 degrees. Wow, this was my first time and it's a nice experience. I thought it would be strange for me to celebrate Christmas in a warm country, but actually it was just normal. So yeah, we had some nice food, some nice drinks out there. We had some nice conversations. By the way, there was also the Christmas tree in the living room and the presents were still there because remember, they're open on 26th. There were a lot of children around. I love this in Uganda, that the generation is very young here and people make so many kids and it's so nice. Generally, this is how I spent Christmas from noon till about 6-7 and then everybody went home. Now, New Year. Well, you have here the opportunity to go to the beach, make a campfire and celebrate with some friends, with some drinks. Another option, and I think it's the most popular, is to go to church to sing some nice songs. And actually, some people, they go at 7 p.m. in the evening on 31st and they leave at 7 a.m. on 1st. Wow, a lot of songs. Another way to celebrate New Year, I saw it at the TV. The people get together in the garden of the palace of the king, and there were some local artists performing, a lot of people listening, enjoying, and of course after that some nice fireworks. Me myself, I celebrate New Year with my friends from the theater. Actually we had a show which finished at around 11:30 p.m. So then we went out and we watched the fireworks. They were flying from different rooftops, and actually we were close to Hotel Sheraton, which I think had the biggest and the most beautiful fireworks. Then we went to one restaurant, we had some nice food, again some nice talks, and my New Year celebration finished around 2-3 p.m. and then I went back home. Also I was told to be careful after midnight to walk on the streets because you can meet some drunk people, but this is something you can experience in most of the cities around the world at this day. So that's how I celebrate New Year.
tujaguze tuyimbere nyimba omwana wa ssebo Yesu azaalibwa tugende mu kanisa mulala mu Eklesiya bwe mwamulwadde ku kitanda osalirako tuyimuze amaloboozi tukube ebivuga ebya buli ngeri ne bwakoba engoma y'omusaba akulira ne bw'osoma ekitaffe n'oyimba akukiriza buli kalenda ebulisi elutukuza tujjukira olunaku omubeezi w'enseero luyajja tusi kuno natuukiriza ebisuubizo natujaguze tuyimbe n'ennyimba omwana wa ssebo Yesu azaalibwa tugende mu kanisa balala mu Eklesiya n'omulwadde mu kitanda osalira olunaku lukulu zinalumanya ndi muto nnyo kitange ne mange balukuzanga obukansa twambuka Mindi ne tugenda mu kanisa ekasaka wamala n'ensaale ne babulira tuyibuse amaloboozi tukube ebivuga ebya buli ngeri ne wakuba engoma y'omusaba akubulira ne wasoma ekitaffe n'oyimba akukiriza tuyimbe n'ennyimba omwana wa ssebo Yesu azaalibwa tugende mu kanisa malala mu Eklesiya n'omulwadde mu kitanda osalirako tuyimuze amaloboozi tukube ebivuga ebya buli ngeri ne bwakuba engoma y'omusaba akulira ne wasoma ekitaffe n'oyimba akukiriza baba mukekalo bana bacinca kiyente oba basala mpeka batunzi b'engoye basula ku myalaani ku lw'amazaalibwa olabika otya ng'osibuka natujaguze tuyimbe n'ennyimba omwana wa ssebo Yesu azaalibwa tugende mu kanisa balala mu Eklesiya n'omulwadde ku kitanda osalirako tukira amazaalibwa sirwa binyumu by'obugeeyo naye tumanye ekigambo kwagala Yesu omulokozi owagazi owekiza yajja tusi kuno natufiirira mbajukiza natuyimuze amaloboozi tukube ebivuga ebya buli ngeri ne bakuba engoma y'omusaba akubulira ne wasoma ekitaffe n'oyimba natujaguze tuyimbe n'ekitogole omwana wa ssebo Yesu esinamoto emu kanisa balala olakujaguza n'omulwadde mu kitanda osalirako natuyimuze aloboozi tukube ebivuga omulakozi abakuba engoma y'omusaba olakujaguza wasoma ekitaffe n'oyimba tujaguze tuyimbege mazaalibwa omwana wa ssebo Yesu azaalibwa tugende mu kanisa tuwulire ekigambo kyo n'omulwadde mu kitanda tuyimuze tuwulire ebigambo bye tukube ebivuga ebya tulokole wakuba engoma y'omusabiriza ebigambo bye wasoma ekitaffe n'oyimba tujaguze tuyimbe n'ennyimba omwana wa ssebo Yesu atuzonyiwe ne mu kanisa balala nga tuyumye n'omulwadde ku kitanda
Ho ho ho, it's Christmas time. It's me Gena, and this is how I spent my Christmas in Uganda. So me and Vladimir decided to separate each other for Christmas. So he stayed in Kampala, and me, I went to deep in Uganda to see the typical Christmas with my friend Fabi, who is here to share with you more about her family and the traditions in her village. Fabi?
Hello everyone, my name is a.k.a. Fabiola. Most of my friends call me Fabi. I am an artist by tribe, and that is from Teso region. Teso is in the eastern part of Uganda. I'm here to share with Kina basically about Christmas and about my tradition during the period.
Yeah, so first I want to start to share with you actually my experience on the bus station, because it was crazy. So on the bus station it was a fight for these buses. Fabi can say more about this.
Yes, Christmas season for me this year was the craziest thing I had ever seen, because I've at least traveled different times during Christmas to the village, but this time around it looks like the whole of Kampala wanted to go to their villages. Everybody, I think, was willing. Everybody was not waiting to go to their villages this time around, because the bus station was really packed. It was crazy. People were fighting. We are not talking about fighting
like punches, but it was pushing.
Yes, it was terrible. Like, if you did not have the energy to jump through the window or to get through the door to go and get yourself a seat, you are not able to get yourself a bus to go to your home, most especially with the people who are going towards the eastern part of the country.
Yeah, we went twice to the bus station, one time at the night, so the buses was packed. So we went back at the morning, and some cousin of Fabi actually helped us.
Yes, this was like a miracle, because we went at around midnight, and we met him. So when we met him there, he asked us to actually book that very night there, but then we had to go back in the morning. When we went back in the morning, we thought we would probably be lucky to find ourselves a bus, but it was again because of him that we found our way through inside the bus. He had to connect here and there to make a few calls, and that is how we got the bus. But we left other people squatting, others even crying to go to their villages. It was so terrible.
Yeah, and actually we sat on our places, and there was people who was in the bus who don't have places, so they
Yes.
have to go out, but they were staying there. And
Yes.
in one moment, one guy who was saving place for a girl have to go to give the place to the girl who he was saving the place. So we have to stand up. In the moment when you stand up, no matter that our luggage and everything was on the seats, the people tried to push us
Yes.
and to take our
To
seats.
take over the seats. It's true. This is how crazy it was, because it didn't matter whether you paid for the ticket or not. Someone was standing there just waiting for you to take a step, and they would take over your seat.
So finally we was on the road. On going, we spent like 6 hours and a half.
More than that, it was around 7 hours to 8.
7 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how we say on our previously podcast, the transport podcast, on a few stops on the bus, there's a people who are selling you food, drinks, actually
Yes.
everything. They can sell you everything from the window. This is so strange, because actually even the people with the food are entering the bus and selling you everything on the place when you are sitting, and this is
Yes.
so amazing, because I've never seen something like this.
Yes, actually, when I tried to share with Gina about this, he told me that in their country they do not have eats in their buses, but it's different here, most especially when people are going for long journeys. For us in the eastern part of Uganda, we have one place called Namawajelo, and usually we make jokes about this place here, and we are so excited to reach this point because we know that we are going to eat chicken, and then there's this thing called gonja. There's this food called gonja. It's more like a banana, but a sweet banana that can be roasted. I don't know how to explain it, but at least Gino tested it, and
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yes.
You have to try it someday.
Yes. So when we reach this point here, people run to the windows of the buses, and they're asking the people inside the bus to buy stuff to eat, and that is what happens throughout the journey.
Yeah. So we travel around 6-7 hours, and we finally arrived in this village. Can you say more about your village? Where is it exactly?
My village is on the Mbale Soroti Road. That is still eastern part of Uganda, but my village is called Mukura. It's in Ngora district. First it was called Kumi district. Everyone knows about Kumi, but because people were fighting for districts and they wanted to be independent with their own district, so they asked that our village be part of the Ngora district, which is still a new district. So my village is Mukura. It's in Ngora district. We are still Iteso living there. The Iteso is a large group of people. We are a very, very big tribe. We have districts to do with what number can I say? About 5 to 6 districts. Yeah, all taken up by the Iteso people.
Yeah, and your language?
Our language is called Ateso. Yes.
Can you say something on your language? Like, how are you?
Yoga eskere nikopete kopani au tengo ai mora kira disanita kira opapero kagina. I was saying that hello everyone. How are you doing? I am trying to share something here with my friend Gina. Yes.
Okay, so we arrived in this village, actually the bus stop on the main road, and this was the end of the road. There's no road after that. Let me just describe the picture. When you are traveling here in Uganda, it's like the city never ends. So if there's a main road, there's a houses, there's a people there, but in the moment when you stop somewhere and go like 200 meters
Away.
from the
From the road.
from the road. Yeah, yeah. The city just disappeared. And let me describe just the picture of this village. It's, first of all, the ground is it's like a beach. This is what makes me
It's Sunday.
dusty. It's white. It's actually like the beaches in Europe. Exactly like. There's no mountains. There's no anything. There's only
Rocks and trees.
there's no even rocks. I saw 2 rocks on the whole
At least
way.
we have rocks.
Yeah, so we was traveling on the border to go to her place, and then I start to see the real life. I saw this grass.
Thatched houses.
Yeah, who was so amazing. You can see the compound, but how to describe it? There's no fence.
No.
There's no fence. There's no nothing. You can just see these grass houses, who are put it 4 or 5 in the compound, and behind that a garden. So, and you can see them on a distance from each other, like in the village, typical village in Europe, but without fences between them.
Yes, most people in the village, actually, in our village, in my village, don't care about having fences, because to this, some other people take this as a pride. If you try to have a fence around your home, they will start thinking that you are proud of yourself, and also you do not want to associate with other people. So you need to have a home which is open for anyone to pass by and say hello, because this is what people in my village usually do, and anyone can come around to sit for lunch. Like if they find people seated having something to eat, they are going to call someone who is passing by the roadside to come and join in to eat with them. And this is the culture. If you do not do that, also you're going to be named a mean or selfish person.
And let's just say that in this village there's no electricity, so most of the places are with solar panels.
Yes.
If you want to have electricity, you have to use solar panels. There's no electricity.
Sure.
There's no water, like in
the taps.
Yeah, like in Bulgaria, you know that there's everywhere water, drinkable water, but here it's hard to find even non-drinkable water. What we have to say about drinkable water? You have to boil it, but the other thing is that early in the morning someone have to go 1-2 kilometers to
the borehole.
Yeah, to the borehole to fill water so the family can use. This is something normal for the villages here.
Yes.
So we arrived there. It was very interesting I slept in these grass houses. It was very interesting for me. But let's speak more about Christmas. What I saw on Christmas. So the tradition of the village was to play football on Christmas. Yes, they invite me to play
Family football.
Yeah, family football. Every family make a team, and they have a pitch, and they make a tournament. We lose, but that's not a problem. It was fun. It was. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. What to say about Christmas evening? Fabi can tell you more what we was eating.
Yes, we woke up and of course, just like any other day, Christmas in the village, you don't expect to have Christmas trees or balloons or some of these things or disco lights that we see in town with Christmas in the village, it's sometimes a very, very different thing. And another thing I want to say is that most people in Uganda, I think this is how I take it, that during Christmas festival, people are only thinking of celebrating with food, a lot of food to eat, and dressing very well, and probably taking pictures, and sitting down to share stories. This is a time when people gather together, people from long distances, people who have not seen each other for a very long time, to reunite again. So for us, during the day of Christmas, we had to get up and have some breakfast, and Gina was asking all the time, what is not happening? I don't see Christmas anywhere. And I kept telling him, hey, relax, you don't expect balloons or Christmas, or Christmas trees or disco lights here. This is a village.
Totally for me here, because probably of the weather, I'm used to this white, cold, colored Christmas everywhere, different colors, trees, snow, Christmas songs. You know how it's in Europe. You go in the bus, Christmas song. You go in the supermarket, Christmas song. You're walking on the street, someone is ringing with Christmas song. No, you can't see this here because the weather it's sweet. It's always 30 degrees. Never change, so I didn't feel this Christmas spirit that you can feel in Europe, and that was what I was expecting to see, but I didn't. Oh my God,
this is Africa. This is Uganda.
Yeah, this is Uganda, probably. Yeah.
So we left home, and there was a goat roasting because a goat was slaughtered, and we had to do some goat roasting locally. Gina, not being a person who does meat, he's a vegetarian, but at least he had to stick around other people who are doing the goat roasting to see how it was done. You can tell them what you really saw.
Yeah, I saw the typical preparing of the goat. It was interesting for me. They was using oil and tamarind. For the people who don't know what is tamarind, it's something who is a little bit bitter and sweet. It's a tree, right?
Yes, it's got from a certain tree.
Yeah, it's a tree. So this is but it was nice to see how they was preparing. It was homemade barbecue. They put the sticks on the goat, so they was turning all the time the goat. It was interesting. But other thing that was very interesting for me, and I want to share with you, it's about the family separation, who was really pretty strange for me, because you can see when the people are gathering together to eat, you can see how the family, where is in the family. So you can see the uncles, the sons, on one side eating there first, actually. After that you can see all the women from the family who are eating.
Yes.
After that you can see all the children. They're adult already.
The younger ones.
Yeah, the younger ones who are separating on different sides. You can see the grandmothers on one side, the grandfathers on the other side.
Yes.
And you can see, no, actually you can't see them, but the women who are not from the family, they are always in the kitchen, and they are serving the food, they are preparing, they are cleaning, they are doing everything actually.
They are actually from the family. Now, about my culture is that the men are supposed to sit on the chairs, and the ladies have to sit on the mats, down on the mats. And if that is, plus the old ladies, talk of the grandparents, the great grandparents, and our grandfather has to sit on the other side alone, and his sons have to sit on a round table talking big stuff about their day, maybe their gardens, what they're supposed to do and all that. And the ladies are supposed to be in the kitchen making food for their husbands. These ladies are part of the family. They are wives to my uncles, so they are not supposed to come and sit on the chairs and share stories with their husbands. No, this is not what they're supposed to do. What they're supposed to do is to go to the kitchen and make some good, nice food for their husbands and their husbands' parents, plus the rest of the relatives in the family. And the kids are supposed to, they're actually supposed to be somewhere far away from the elderly, to be playing or doing other stuff like dancing. You saw that day? Yeah, there was music and the kids were dancing around. And of course, when it came to the elderly people dancing too, the kids had to go and sit down or probably come and join in when they were asked to.
Yeah, so near to your village, there's a lake. Can you say the name of the lake?
Yes,
again?
it's called Lake Bissina.
Yeah, so Lake Bissina. It's very beautiful. I went there. There's a ferry boat who is connecting the road, actually, because the road is going through the lake.
Yes.
And this is the road to Karamoja, right?
To Karamoja and to Katakwi district.
Yeah, so you can go there. The ferry boat is free. It's for everybody. The view is very nice. The lake is beautiful, and actually I understood that you can swim in this lake. It's not like the lake around Kampala, who is forbidden to swim in. It was very nice. It's around, let's say, half an hour with a boat to go in there. The ferry boat is around 20 minutes in direction, so it's very nice to go there. There's also a cave. Can you say more about the cave with the prehistorical paintings?
Oh yeah, we have the Nyera rock painting. It is in Ngora. This is for actually it attracts a lot of tourists because it is so unique. It has a lot of history about long ago. There are paintings on it that are natural. It was been created like this, so it has a lot of history in it that people go to study about or to find out a lot of things on the history of the Ugandan stone old age, things.
You have to definitely go and visit this place.
Yes,
it's amazing there. On the going back, let's finish with Christmas. This was my expression for the Christmas. I love it totally. I've never had. There was something else that I want to share. The sky. The sky in this area was amazing. I've never saw so many stars. So Fabi can confirm. I was sitting in the night on the chair, and I was just quiet and looking at the sky. It was amazing for me, and how quiet it is. There is no power, there is no electricity, there is no water, there is no phone connection.
Yes.
So if you like this kind of adventure, to connect with the nature, this part of Uganda, it's perfect for you.
Oh yeah, why you can easily see the stars in the sky is because there is no electricity in the village. Not every place has light. It's the whole village is not covered with light. There are stars everywhere, I guess, around Uganda, but if we are to talk about Kampala is filled with lights everywhere, and you barely see a thing in the sky.
Actually with cars who are old cars, so the smoke is very big in Kampala.
Yes.
This is the other thing, and in this village there's no roads. And there was a car passing every half an hour, one car probably.
Yes, yes, and people are starting to see who has come in or who is going out. That happens in my village, but it's different nowadays. It was a little bit funny those days that you go to the village and people have never seen cars. Even the old people are there running after a car to see what a car really looks like, how it feels like for you to touch it. It doesn't happen nowadays in my village. Yes.
Okay, let's speak about going back with the bus. So we went back on the main road, and again it was a fight for these buses. The good part was that there was two who was going at the same time.
Yes.
So we find the places. But going back was actually 9-10 hours.
Yes,
it was much
yes,
more.
yes.
I don't know why.
There was a lot of bus stops, people getting out and going for shortcut and buying stuff to eat.
Yeah, it was the same road, but almost 2-3 hours without the jam in Kampala.
Oh yeah.
Without the jam in Kampala, 2 or 3 hours. So we already shared with you that here the people are saying when you ask how far it is, you can hear it's 5 hours or it's 9 hours, but not all the time. You never know what will happen on the road.
Oh yeah, it depends on how slow or how fast actually depends on how fast the bus is, because if it is very fast, it sometimes even takes 4 hours. Usually with the morning buses, they run really very fast because they have to come back again to pick more people from this side.
Yeah, and something else that we didn't share about the buses, on Christmas time the prices are getting higher and higher.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so the normal ticket was 18,000.
No, yeah, the normal one is 18 to 20,000.
Yeah, but we paid 25 per person.
This was actually cheap because other people were paying 40 to 45,000 shillings. This was because most people were desperate to go to their homes, and people were fighting for the buses. So the owners of the buses had to choose any price they had to give to the customers. Yes.
I just say for the audience that 4,000 it's €1, so you can imagine. But here the curse of the euro, it's always changing, but
yes,
but it's around 4,000 now. In this moment it's 4,000. 4,000 is €1.
Yes.
So the ticket, the normal price of the ticket is let's say €4, but you have to pay 5 because it's Christmas.
Yes, because you're desperate and you have to go home. And this was the day after Christmas, so you can imagine how people were really desperate to be in their homes for Christmas.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Fabi, for this interview.
You're welcome.
This was my Christmas experience. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy it. We wish to thanks to everybody who are taking a part of the project. The project is made possible by the co-founding of European Union by the program Erasmus+. Bye!